Welcome back to Two Wheel Trends at the channel where we dissect, admire, and obsess over the most exciting machines on two wheels. Today, we're stepping into a space where premium performance meets daily usability, where rugged design flirts with sophisticated tech, and where a single machine aims to redefine what a mid-weight adventure scooter can be. Meet the all-new 2026 BMW F450 GS scooter. And yes, you heard that right, exact broken bar button scooter form. Now, if you just did a double take when I said GS scooter, you're not alone. The GS badge has long been a symbol of dirt-worthy, continent-crossing, tank-tough adventure bikes. But this is a completely new beast. The F450 GS scooter blends the agility and practicality of urban scootering with that unmistakable GS spirit of go anywhere, do anything bravado. BMW is clearly playing a bold hand here, and we're here to see if they've nailed it. As the morning fog lifts and our first glimpse of the F450 GS scooter comes into focus, it's immediately clear this isn't your average city commuter. The front end is aggressive, sporting a sharp LED headlamp setup with BMW's signature DRL ring that gives it a menacing, almost robotic glare. Nestled within that lighting array is adaptive cornering technology, not just a gimmick, but a godsend when you're carving through mountain switchbacks or dim alleyways. Above the headlight, a tall, electrically adjustable windscreen rises confidently, designed to shield you from wind blast whether you're cruising at 80 km/h on a highway or navigating gusty coastal roads. The front fender arch is just right over the 17-inch dual-purpose tire, and the GS-styled beak nod to its adventure lineage protrudes with purpose. BMW didn't just repurpose scooter parts, they reimagined them for a bike that wants to leave the city behind as often as it slices through it. From the side, the F450 GS scooter projects the kind of silhouette that turns heads at every traffic light. A high-mounted exhaust reminiscent of the G310 GS creates a sense of elevation and athleticism. The frame is tucked and clean, with minimal fairings around the midsection and a rugged underbelly plate hinting at some real-world protection. The fuel tank, cleverly positioned under the floorboard, helps lower the center of gravity while freeing up visual and physical space in the middle, resulting in a surprisingly sleek yet sturdy side profile. Climb on board and you're greeted by a seat that's been sculpted for long rides, not just cafe tote copyright hops. At 810 mm, the saddle is tall for a scooter but low enough for most riders to get a confident footing. There's a subtle GS embossing on the pillion strap, and the stitching on the two-tone upholstery subtly echoes BMW's Motorrad DNA. Behind the seat, the rear frame extends slightly to support panniers or a top box, depending on your touring appetite. Swing around to the rear and the muscular theme continues. A chunky swing arm, monoshock suspension, and knobby 15-inch rear tire give it real off-road credibility. The LED taillight is slim, elegant, and aggressive. Turn indicators are slim but bright. The underseat exhaust setup exits just below the rear right side, with a brushed stainless finish that looks like it belongs on a machine 3 price tiers above. There's no chrome, just function-forward aesthetics with a military-like precision. Now, let's dive into what really makes the F450 GS scooter tick. The engine powering this hybrid adventure commuter is an all-new, single-cylinder 449cc liquid-cooled motor that churns out 42 horsepower at 8,000 revolutions per minute and a robust 39 Nm of torque at 6,500 revolutions per minute. That might not sound earth-shattering, but let's put it in context. This isn't just a scooter with a large engine, it's a featherweight with serious grunt, weighing just under 165 kilograms dry. The throttle is ride-by-wire, offering multiple modes: urban, rain, and a GS-exclusive trail mode that adjusts traction control, ABS sensitivity, and throttle mapping for dirt paths and gravel back roads. BMW claims a 0 to 100 km/h time of just under 6 seconds, and after riding it through both tight city traffic and twisty countryside routes, we can confirm it feels deceptively quick. What truly sets the F450 GS scooter apart is its dynamic chassis behavior. The suspension system, a 41mm USD forks up front and a preload adjustable monoshock at the back, soaks up potholes, broken tarmac, and even moderate off-road terrain with confidence. This isn't just a soft commuter setup, it's tuned for responsiveness, capable of taking abuse, while still remaining plush enough for daily rides. The continuously variable transmission, or CVT, has been fine-tuned for seamless torque delivery, but this isn't your grandma's twist-and-go setup. BMW has added a manual override system A controlled via paddle shifters on the left handlebar A, allowing for simulated gear ratios in dynamic mode. It's bizarre, clever, and strangely satisfying once you get the hang of it. On steep climbs or tight corners, being able to select a virtual lower gear gives you more control than any traditional CVT we've tested so far. Stopping power is delivered via dual 270mm disc brakes up front and a single 230mm disc at the rear, paired with BMW's ABS Pro System A, which includes cornering-sensitive intervention. Brake feel is progressive, strong, and reliable. And balance is excellent, but out on the highway, it doesn't feel nervous or out of place. It sits planted at 110 km/h, with enough in reserve to overtake with confidence, throw in a few dirt paths or forest trails, and it holds its own thanks to semi-dual sport tires and surprisingly adequate ground clearance. BMW hasn't just shoehorned an engine into a scooter frame here, they've purpose-built something that deserves a category of its own, an urban adverb scooter. And that kind of innovation comes at a price. The 2026 BMW F450 GS scooter is priced starting at a superscript 16.8 lakhs ex-showroom in India, which translates to about $8,400 in international markets. There are 3 variants at the standard base model: the Adventure Pack version with crash bars, auxiliary lights, and knobby tires, and the Touring trim, which adds panniers, heated grips, and cruise control. Top-spec models can reach a superscript 18.5 lakhs, a definitely premium territory for a scooter, but when you factor in the capability, tech, and build quality, it begins to make sense. BMW is clearly aiming at a niche: urban riders who want more than just A2B transport, weekend warriors who crave some light trail action, and seasoned bikers who want something compact but premium for shorter trips without compromising on the ride feel. After spending nearly a week living with the F450 GS scooter, from battling rush hour in downtown Mumbai to exploring rain-soaked hill trails near Lonavala, I can confidently say this is one of the most ambitious and unique two-wheelers BMW has built in a long time. It's bold, polarizing, and unorthodox, but it's also practical, exhilarating, and packed with charm. Sure, it won't replace a full-fledged GS on a hardcore Himalayan expedition, but for the daily grind, for the impulsive detours down a muddy trail, or for those moments when you want to feel like an adventurer without committing to a 250-kilogram machine, now the F450 GS scooter is absolutely brilliant. And that brings us to the end of this review. If you're someone who rides with both purpose and play in mind, and you've got a soft spot for cutting-edge engineering that dares to break the mold, this scooter might just be the one you've been waiting for. Thanks for riding with us today on Two Wheel Trends. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2026 BMW F450 GS scooter, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to drop a comment. Would you take this beast on an off-road trail, or is this kind of hybrid machine too radical for your taste? Either way, let's talk down in the comments. Until next time, stay safe, ride far, and never stop exploring.